Hi again. We're now going to take a look at the team stats software within the Trade Ninja dashboard. This team stats software currently covers around 80 league and cup competitions across the world and has around 40 individual stats for each team using the data from their previous matches played in the particular league or cup competitions. We'll start off taking a quick explanation of the header options. And from left to right we have the select time frame, and this just allows you to flick between different days. The default will be today, but if you want to look at a set of fixtures for a particular day, then you can use the options available to you there. We then have the home, away, both drop down. It'll default to home or away, and this will restrict the data to the home team's home fixtures only and the away team's away fixtures only. So we're looking at, if you've got home or away selected, it will just look at the home team's home matches that have been completed with the data, and it will just look at the away team's away matches with the stats and the data provided. If you wanted to look at all fixtures or all matches that have been completed for the teams, then home and away would do that. So you would look at all the data regardless of whether the team was home or away. We then have the select leagues. It'll default to display all leagues, but if you're only interested in certain leagues for your trading, then you have the option to select or deselect any of the particular leagues to show only your selected leagues in the results underneath. Season completed, again default will show all stages, but you may wish to remove any leagues that have recently started or about to end, etc. So you have the option to select and deselect the stages for each league there. And then the stats groups. We currently have three. We're currently broken down the stats into three groups: main stats, goal times and goal patterns, and we'll go through those in a little bit more detail as we move through the video. But this just gives you the option to select which groups you want displaying when we look at the fixtures in more detail. My shortlist, if we want to add any selections to a shortlist, we can view the shortlist here. And again, with filters, when we come into the filter section, if you want to save a particular filter to use again, then we can use this option or this section here to bring up any save filters that we have. We'll now move on to the actual results displaying underneath. The default setting will be a condensed setting where we'll have the league header showing the country, the league name and the percentage of the league completed so far, and a list of matches that are playing for the particular day that you've got selected. You'll see for each fixture you have the home team with their current league position, the away team with their current league position, and the kick-off time for each fixture. If we want to look at a particular fixture in more detail, we can click the individual line, and that will open up a very useful part here where there's no fixtures being completed so far. Let's open up another one. So we'll look at the Belarus match. So there we can see this is bringing up all the data relevant for the two teams. Again, remembering it will be determined by whether you've got home or away or home and away selected here, and also what you've got selected here in terms of the amount of stats that are displayed. If you wanted to open up all fixtures for a particular league and click on the league header, if I do so here, that will open up the fixtures or the data for all three of those fixtures. And again, if we click on the header, it can default back to the condensed view. If you want to add a particular match to a shortlist at any time, you can use the options here on the plus sign there. We can click on that to add it to a shortlist. You'll note it will change to an X, and you'll notice there's some I've added here previously. And if you want to remove it from the shortlist, we can again click it back again to remove it. So let's take a look at the stats that are displayed in more detail. I'll just look at the main stats first, and we'll open up the match for Salzburg versus Wattens here. So from left to right we have the kick-off time, the league with the home team at the top and the away team at the bottom, the current number of matches played for each team. So bear in mind I've got the home or away section selection, so this will mean that I've got 2 home results for Salzburg and 2 away results for Wattens within this data here. We then have the H, which is the percentage of matches won by the home team. So this will show that 100%, so both matches were won by Salzburg. And if you hover over each column header, you'll notice that there's a tooltip showing you what each column means, but we'll just run through it anyway. So H is the number or the percentage of matches won by the home team. D is the percent of matches drawn, and away is the percent of matches won by the away team. 0-0 is the percent of matches that ended 0-0 at full time. Over 1.5 is the percentage of matches which ended with 2 or more goals. Over 2.5 the percentage of matches ended with 3 or more goals. And over 3.5 the percentage of matches played that ended with 4 or more goals. We have BTS, which is the percentage of matches where both teams scored and conceded in the same match. Scored, which is the percentage of matches where the team scored at least 1 goal, and conceded is the percentage of matches where the team conceded at least 1 goal. The average, this will display the average number of goals scored or conceded per match, with the scored in green and the conceded in pink. 1+ first, which is the percentage of matches where there were 1 or more goals scored in the match in the first half. 2+ first are the percentage of matches where there were 2 or more goals scored in the first half. And then likewise for the second half we have 1+ second, which is the percentage of matches scored where there were 1 or more goals scored in the second half, and 2+ second where there were 2 or more goals scored in the second half. So we'll now take a look at the goal times, and you'll notice that updates there, so we've now got the second set of stats displayed. And again from left to right we have the kick-off time with the league, the home team at the top, the away team at the bottom, and the number of matches played. We then have 0 to 15, which shows the percentage of games where the team scored or conceded during the first 15 minutes of a match. The same for minutes 16 to 30, 31 to 45, 46 to 60, 61 to 75, and 76 to 90. And this is broken down into 2 columns, with the green for the goals scored and pink for the goals away for each time period. G+, this is the total goals scored by the team across the matches, and G-, which is the total goals conceded by the team in the matches. And again, green is the goals scored, pink the goals conceded. GS1 is the percentage of goals scored in the first half against GS2, the goals scored in the second half. GC1 again is the goals conceded in the first half against the percentage of goals conceded in the second half. So we can see Salzburg concede the same amount of goals in the first and the second half, whereas Wattens tend to concede more in the second half than the first half. 40+, this is the percentage of matches where a goal was scored or conceded in the first half from the 40th minute onwards. And 85+ is the percentage of matches where a goal was scored or conceded in the second half from the 85th minute onwards. The goals FA, this breaks down the goal data to show percentage of matches for each period where there was a goal either scored or conceded. And if you hover over, it will display the percentage, and each one is six sections there, and we can see these relate to the 6 sections we've got for the time breakdowns or the time periods: 0 to 15, 16 to 30, 31 to 45, 46 to 60, 61 to 75, and 76 to 90. And as we can see there, that in the 100%, there's only 2 matches, so not a great deal of data. But Salzburg have seen a goal in all of their matches in the 46 to 60 and also in the 61 to 75 time periods. Let's have a look at goal patterns. So I'll highlight that there, and again that's updated here. Again, we have the kick-off time with the league name, home team, away team, number of matches played. We have the H here, which is the percentage of matches won by the home team. D, the percentage of matches that ended in a draw. And A, the percentage of matches won by the away team. First is the percentage of matches where the team scored the first goal in the match. And last, where they scored the last goal in the match. 1-0, which is the number of matches where the home team went 1-0 up. 1-1, which is the percentage of these matches where the away team equalised to make it 1-1. 2-0, which is the percentage of these matches where the home team went 2-0 up. 0-1, which is the number of matches where the away team went 1-0 up. 1-1, the number or percentage of these matches where the home team equalised to make it 1-1. Or 0-2, the percentage of these matches where the away team went 2-0 up. 2 up, the percentage of matches where the home team were 2 goals ahead. And 2 down, the percentage of matches where the team were 2 goals behind. H first, which is the percentage of matches where the home team won the first half. D first, percentage of matches where the first half ended in a draw. And away first is the percentage of matches where the away team won the first half. And the same again for the second half. H second, percentage of matches where the home team won the second half. D second, percentage of matches where the second half was a draw. And away second is the percentage of matches where the away team won the second half. So I hope that gives you a brief rundown of what each stat relates to. We'll now take a look at the filter options. You'll notice a filter or a funnel icon on the left hand side, and clicking that will bring up the extensive filter options that we have available. To tie in with the stats group, we have the 3 different options at the top. So main stats will be the default selection to set your filters, but you can flick between goal times and goal patterns as well if there's filters you wish to set within each stats group. There's a simple slider for each one to select a minimum and maximum value for each of the stats. So one example may be for a first half trade, you want to look at stats or fixtures where there's a high chance of there being a first goal. So we can set the home team and the away team here to 75 to 100%. So that should bring back all matches where the home team and the away team have had goals in at least 75% of their matches played so far. So once you've set your values, we click on search, and that will update the list below to show matches that fulfill the criteria that we've set above. So just double check one here. So I'll open up the Belgian Pro one, and we can see that the home team 1+ first value is 80 and the away team is 100, and that falls within the 75 to 100 that we've set above. Once we've opened it up, if we want to add that to the shortlist again, as we've mentioned before, we can click on the plus symbol and that will add that match to our shortlist, which we can view later on. If you wish to save a filter set, we can type in a name here. So I'm going to type in new filter and click on save filter. You'll get a confirmation that that's been saved, and then that will be available to be used within your select pre-save filter drop down for any future days or any future use of the software. If you want to edit it, you can click on edit the values and then resave, and we have an option to delete as well if you want to delete the filter entirely. We can close the filter from display by clicking the filter or the funnel icon, and that will remove the filters from display. To view the shortlist or our shortlisted selections, we can click on the My Shortlist button. That will bring back all the matches that we've added to our shortlist, which we can look at in more detail to see if it's a match we wish to trade later on. To remove a match from the shortlist, we can click on the X and that will remove the match or the fixture from the shortlisted selections. Well, I hope that gives you a good overview of the TeamStats software. As always, we appreciate all feedback from our members with the main aim to keep improving the service and the software that we have available. You can get in touch with us via our Facebook group, via our online community within the members area, or via our support email at support@tradeninja.co.uk. Thanks for watching.